The following podcast contains real reviews and the ridiculous reactions of two would-be oracles of the internet. The opinions expressed and presented are mere musings, so please humor their hijinks with a laugh and not by taking anything they say seriously. Seriously.
Hello and welcome to OldReviewParty.com. I'm Old Brent.
I'm Old Matt.
And on this old podcast, we talk about new things like the internet. I don't know, sometimes the internet stuff's kind of old relatively now.
Sometimes, yeah, it does feel old.
Yeah, so you get a IMDb review from 2009, you're like, holy hell.
Dust it off first.
But as mentioned, we're about reviews from that internet. Places like IMDb, Google reviews, Yelp, Amazon's pretty popular.
Mm-hmm.
And then we make some mischief around the reviews verbally, as is often done with podcasts.
My mind is ripe in mischief.
And after the mischief is made, we read another review until we're about sick of it. And then we roll the next episode. That's sort of a meta thing.
Yep.
Yeah, that covers it. You have a review? I can start as well.
Oh, you start off.
Sure, why not? I'll start with a curveball. Usually we save these rate your musics for later in the episode, but why not?
Oh.
Why not just drop this? I think these two are speaking to me. I have two reviews from rateyourmusic.com for Primus's Frizzle Fry. This is, I believe, Primus's
Miss
debut.
Frizzle?
Miss Frizzle, fry her up. This is Primus's debut album. I think if not, it's their highest rated on IMDb.
Okay, I'm with you.
Number 29th ranked album of 1990.
Wow.
The genre's funk metal. What other bands are in the funk metal genre? Faith No More and Mr. Bungle. Incubus got one on there. Living Color, I don't know if they're quite metal. They got the funk thing down. Anyway, let's hear about Frizzle Fry. I got two reviews. I'll read the short one first. Gable15 titles their review, Eargasm. They write, the album is tight. Everything about it comes together perfectly. The drums, the guitars, and especially that goddamn bass. Les is such an innovative bassist and lyricist. The lyrics are sarcastic, witty, and funny. The biggest negative here is the front-loaded track list. The only track I would consider on a favorite on the second half is Herald of the Rocks. Overall, a light 9 out of 10.
Okay, I don't necessarily hate a front-loaded album.
Oh, really?
And then I can just stop. If the back 9 is a little rough, I can just call it quits.
I guess it's do you want to skip while you're listening, or do you just want to stop early? You know,
yeah,
I guess it's very pragmatic to have a front-loaded album.
There are those songs that I'm only really going to listen to if I'm doing that full album listen. If I'm on shuffle and I hit that song, I'm like, ah.
Yeah, sometimes like you gotta dislike the spoken word tracks on a rap album so they don't come up in the shuffle and stuff like that.
Yeah, I need to be on the ride. It's got to have its hooks in me for certain songs to matter, I guess.
I always liked the effect of the sort of, I don't know what you'd call it, thematic or sort of callback track listing. Like Weezer, their last track on every album is always a ballad.
Okay.
It kind of ties things together.
Mm-hmm.
That only in dreams.
I guess the only thing I have with front-loading an album is like, hey, if you could write bangers, why don't you just do that for every song?
Yeah. Yeah, that's when I got the most respect. I think Bear versus Shark, Michigan, I don't even know what to call their post-rock thrash music band. But I think on some interview I saw, I don't want to call it out and be wrong, but they asked, like, hey, because they're doing a reunion tour for this album that's really popular, and they're like, hey, how are all the songs on this album good? Like, some, there's no skips. It's basically what the interviewer asked, and he's like, well, we just sort of wrote them to be that way. We didn't finish them until they were absolutely like ear burners. So, if some weird indie band from the middle of Michigan can do it, man, then how? Come on. Well, I guess Primus was probably a middle of nowhere band too when they were putting this out. But that first album is always chock full of bangers because they've worked on it for so many years, more or less.
God, put in the work. Come on.
That's where the sophomore slump comes from. They had this huge library of their whole career to put in the first music, and then the second one, they just got to make them all on the fly.
Yeah, gotta go fast.
Yeah, hey, we need that. Hey, we need more hits. We need more singles. Viral X titles their review, decent album, but with one big flaw.
Ooh.
So one of my friends suggested me this, and we're saying that I probably wouldn't like it in the end. And the thing is, the album is good, but first of all, I genuinely like the first few songs. You could tell that it isn't super seriously, and is more like them having fun with this project. But there is the problem, IMO. It feels dragged out, so it makes it quite boring to listen to. I also don't know if it's me, but or not, but I found the vocals are kind of mixed, where everyone else kind of sounds all over the place. Not all the time, but sometimes. Like, not a bad album by any means, but IDK, I'm kind of mixed with it in the end. 7.2, would maybe recommend it. Favorite songs? None. Least favorite songs? None.
That's kind of a meh review. Come on.
Yeah, that review is like a 7 out of 10 at best.
7.2 is the highest I would go.
Right.
What is that? No comment on the sick, funky bass, the innovative bass?
Yeah, I mean, how do you talk about a Primus album without being like, well, the bass was kind of stinky, though.
The bass had some stank on it.
The bass had a certain scent that I just doesn't escape me.
Yeah, like, you're not giving me anything if you say favorite songs, no. Least favorite songs, no.
Yeah, besides the obvious, like, why even list the category at the end? Like,
yeah.
You're not some, like, famous reviewer who has, like, they only have 5 freaking reviews on this damn website. Oh, no, 42 reviews. They don't do it on the other reviews, so why would you include it in that review? It's not even like your thing, man.
That's weird. Yeah. People said I wouldn't like this, and I won't say I didn't like it, but I won't say I did. Come on, just pick a side.
No, it's the kind of review where, and I think it's low-key a generational thing, where the person doesn't want to incite they're so adverse to confrontation. Even on an opinion piece, they're so adverse to someone saying they're wrong that they say things that are so middling that no one could argue with them.
Equivocating.
Yes. And it's just, why even, if that's where you're coming at it, your opinion's already useless before it comes out. Because it's not your real opinion, Tell me you hated it. Tell me you hated Primus. And of course, things can be middling. Things can be unsurprising. I kind of feel like that about, like, I don't know, Frank Zappa.
Okay, sure.
It's like, yeah, it's kind of a vibe. But I feel like I would write a better review, have more interesting things to say than favorite songs none, least favorite songs none.
Yeah, you're helping nobody with that. Like, you say, I didn't like it because of this, or I liked it because of this. But we already know it's your opinion. If your opinion is didn't like or dislike, save me the time.
Yeah. And it just feels like Primus is such a band that they're, by design, they don't want you to have a middling opinion of them. They want you to be like, this is terrible. I hate this. I'm disgusted. I feel gross. I need to shower after you listen. Or they want you to be like, that's crazy. I need more of that. That's awesome.
Well, what's maybe awesome? this product that I have some Amazon reviews for. It's Scooby Doo fruit-flavored snacks, treat pouches, gluten-free snack, value pack, 22 count, 17.6 ounces. This is a classic Betty Crocker. It seems they've updated the packaging to match the Scoob movie.
Oh, sure.
That's the assorted fruit package. If I hover over just fruit or strawberry or variety pack, or no, just those first, I can see some classic Scooby Doo 2D animation on the packaging.
I'm looking at a ripped package of the original gummies where it's got the opaque blue Scooby.
Okay, well, you and KM have something in common. KM titles their review tasty, but stick to your teeth. They write, I bought these in hopes of getting the opaque blue gummy that other reviewers seem to also remember. Alas, opaque blue gummy is gone. These fruit snacks are tasty, but they stick to your teeth way more than the average fruit snack, so I won't be buying them again. 4 stars. Tell me if I'm out of line here. I'm thinking that's the distinguishing feature of the Scooby fruit snacks, aside from the blue opaqueness. We're not dealing with some chewy, gummy welches here. We're dealing with something that your tooth just sort of slices through, and then it hangs up right on your incisors and your molars.
Yep. No, that's exactly what I was gonna say. There's a bite to these gummies that you can't get with the straight up name brand expensive situation, which is so rare. Usually the novelty ones are lesser in quality, but it's a crazy cross section of quality and price where you get those weird little, I don't know, the shark gummies, and diver gummies also have this sort of feature where they're just like, they're thick, man. They got like a bite to them.
They do. And not a chew, but a bite.
Right. Exactly. Like, I don't know what other candy to compare it to, or what sort of fruit or anything even. Maybe that's what it's like biting a fruit. Like there's an actual bite to it. It's less like a mush in your hands.
I've got one other review. This one, it was a bit of a ride for me, but I think in the end I like it. This is from Amazon reviewer Hugs Tree. They title their review "A Kid's Favorite" and write, "We don't watch TV or have Netflix. In fact, there aren't many movies I approve of for my children to watch. It's important to me what goes into their hearts and eyes at this age. When I can find a good old-fashioned wholesome series, I like to make it extra special for them. I do a theme party, so to speak. I bought these for my kids, along with the complete Scooby Doo box set, so they could watch an episode and have a Scooby snack with each episode once a week. It will last them a long time, and they can have an extra special experience. I also found the graham cracker Scooby snacks they can pick from to complement their popcorn. They also have Scooby drink cups you can order for their drink of choice. It has been very fun for them this summer. I recommend 5 stars.
I hate this person.
I couldn't decide, but go off.
Yeah, you should be involved with what your kids are doing and watching and consuming, but you shouldn't. I don't know, like, unless you're a goddamn Amish person, like a half hour of cartoon a week.
That is a little crazy.
And you have to have a fruit snack with them. Like, it's, I don't know. The ceremoniousness just takes away all the magic for me.
Yeah, that's the line I was writing there. It's like, is this cool and fun and super mom? Is this like taking me back to elementary school where we would have Japan Day and watch Big Bird Goes to Japan and have some fortune cookies and Japanese rice candy? Or is this like, yeah, this is strange and cult-like, and the kids are gonna be haunted with the memory of their one Scooby snack a week?
I was raised differently, right? I remember my dad telling me, like, hey, you got to be thankful for all these cartoons you get to watch. I was watching Toonami one time, And I was sad. I don't know, maybe complaining Toonami was over for the day. I wanted to watch more Japanese action cartoons. And he said, hey, when I was growing up, Saturday morning cartoons were literally the only time cartoons were on the TV. He said, when you get home from school, there'd be a couple church cartoons on. But you had to get up at like 5 a.m. on Saturday to watch Thundercats, or else you were not getting any animation.
Dang.
And so, he grew up on that, and that's sort of the forced experience they're getting, but maybe that's what bugs me about it. It's forced. There's no spontaneity. They're not free to find the things for themselves that they love. Yeah.
It certainly feels like Hugs Tree. Yeah, maybe the name could be an indication of what type of person this is. They could do better in opening their children's world. Scooby Doo's a good show, but let them watch some stuff that they probably shouldn't watch also.
Yeah, and maybe I don't want my kids to be iPad kids. That's like what I'm most is picturing myself as a parent. My number one thing is like how the media is. You can pretty much watch whatever media you want within reason, and maybe about as much as you want, but like you're not burning your brain out on the iPad. I'm comfortable with my kids getting TV brain rot, cartoon brain rot, but not iPad or AI ChatGPT brain rot.
The TV remains where it is.
Yeah.
The iPad, you're gonna grab for that everywhere. No thanks.
It's just there's something about the touchscreen and how the apps are designed that just makes your brain addicted to it.
You get sucked in.
Yeah, you need those commercials every 2 minutes, or those 2-minute commercials every 5 minutes to keep you to know your place, man. This shit ain't free. You gotta watch some boring shit in between to get your good shit. Oh, man.
I was thinking last week, it's been a while since I've seen a Kool-Aid commercial. And then I was like, oh, yeah. Probably because I'm not watching that much TV, and the TV I do watch isn't Cartoon Network.
Yeah, you're not watching Nickelodeon 9 to 5 like the old summer 5th grade.
But hey, I want to hear my guy bust through a wall and say, oh, yeah. I want to know he's still got it.
Oh, I'm sure he's still rocking. Now you got me wanting to watch some Cartoon Network to see what the commercials are like.
Some bubble guns, and I bet they have that moldable sand still.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw that at the grocery store the other day in the toy section or whatever, and I wanted to rip it out the package and squeeze it so bad.
Oh yeah,
they had it molded into a unicorn, the bubbly sand one, and I just wanted to crush that motherfucker. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, but as far as I can tell, kid culture is dictated by TikTok trends exclusively these days. And maybe that's just my kid sister and where her particular brain and her friends' brains are, but stands to reason. For example, my kid sister was eating Takis in the car, which she likes Takis because that's a TikTok thing to like.
Oh.
She did her first bite every time is an open mouth crunch.
Just sort of like,
yeah, like the ASMR, like I have to take a huge exaggerated bite so you can hear this crunch. Sort of
I got it.
The teeth forward open mouth bite.
Yes, like you do with a Dorito in chemistry class when you're watching a movie. Just
exactly.
Just so your friend is like, you idiot. What
yeah. Or like when you're trying not to be loud with a chip and you accidentally are as loud as deafening as possible. But that's how TikTok people eat their food, for the like subtle ASMR content. And so that's how she eats her food. And my dad, who is the do not chew with your mouth open, do not have your elbows on the table, do not scrape your teeth on the fork, like do not make any noise at the dinner table. Yeah, he freaked out on her. I was like, yes, tell her what you told me when I was a boy. And I wasn't doing that heinous shit in the first place. You know what I mean? Maybe a slurp soup every now and then. Matt and I are going to go over our table manners and take a little break here, I think.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey everybody, thank you for listening to our lovely little podcast. If you'd like to go above and beyond in supporting our show, or have the most fabulous conversation starter since sliced bread, go to reviewparty.com. Click on shop and explore some fabulous t-shirt designs.
Where's your favorite place to wear a t-shirt?
On my body.
Mine is at the store.
That is a good place to wear a t-shirt. Reviewparty.com. Click shop.
Why stop there?
Don't stop now.
Don't stop me now, because I'm buying a t-shirt. I'm buying a shirt.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second half of the episode. Welcome to Ding Ding Bareknuckle Letterboxding.
I was just thinking we were overdue for one of these puppies.
We are overdue. And you know what? You know what I'm bringing? I'm bringing something. I feel like it wasn't too long ago, or maybe it was during the show, maybe it was off the air, where I was saying, like, I don't want movies to be bad. I would love to go see a movie and be delighted. I don't remember what we were talking about, whether it was Minecraft or some other, like, derivative, like, why does this movie exist? But no, I'd be happy if it were good. I'm not just a hater. With that in mind, and with recent, as of recording, movie opinion, I have brought a whole bunch of reviews from Letterboxd for Snow White.
Okay.
Because people be hating, and I've seen it twice now.
Oh my god. I was shocked you saw it once in the theaters.
I saw it once because I had driven my girlfriend to, like, this event she was working, and I was like, well, I don't want to leave because I don't know when she's going to be done, but there's a movie theater right there, and hey, I got 2 hours at least. I'm going to go kill some time. And then she's like, well, I kind of want to see it. Would you see it again? I was like, okay, I'll go see it. And I liked it better the second time.
Wow, man.
The one song that I was kind of iffy on, I liked this time. The Gal Gadot and everything she's about, I still didn't like. But with that in mind, I have got all 5-star reviews from Letterboxd for Snow White.
We got Propaganda Tuesday coming at you.
My God, I looked it up, and IMDb has it as a 1.6 out of 10.
The hatred.
The hatred is uncanny. The pictures move.
Yeah.
There's color, there's sound. There's no way it is 1.6 out of 10.
And there's a lot of ways I hate, for example, the live-action Lion King.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't give it a 1.6 out of 10, man. It's not that, like, ugh.
Yeah.
1.6 is like something that's actively harmful for your brain.
Yeah. So let's get rolling. This first one, this will be a nice... It was a language lesson for me. This comes to us from 0.00000 times 3S. They write, El enemigo de mi enemigo es mi amigo. And I really only brought... I don't know if they're saying something about the movie, I don't think the English translation was said in the movie, but if nothing else, that taught me that, enemy in Spanish is just enemigo, which is cool.
Oh, it's just... It's
amigo?
Like anti-friend.
Enemigo. Yeah. Right? That's easy. Now we all learned something.
Now we can make you laugh.
Laura Yip, excuse me. Ugh. Laura Yip writes, Rachel's neck acting, thumbs up.
Hey.
And honestly, with that Snow White, like, frock on, yeah, you get a lot of neck action from our girl Rachel Ziggs.
I mean, that's enough to sell a lot of tickets right there that people would, hey, dude, you got to see this girl's neck.
Bro, she falls in some water and water drips down her neck. Whoa. That's all I'm going to say. Chloe Johnson 292 writes, YTF is this getting hate? Best movie I've ever seen. Go drunk. You'll cry for real, for real. And if that's what it takes, then that's what it takes.
That's what I guess so.
Janellis, that's an angel wing, and I don't know what that other symbol is, writes, Gal Gadot being an evil witch, both IRL and the movie.
It's crazy. It's crazy how overnight that bitch's reputation just tanked. It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
I don't know how she's still getting work. Like, that disconnect between what people are saying and what Hollywood thinks they're saying is an eternal wonder, the eighth wonder of the world.
It is, yeah, and how you can continually, believe what you believe and believe what's good, what you think is good, but to continually just make people hate you.
It doesn't stop. I feel like, if it was just one thing, if it was just the annoying COVID Imagine celebrity song, like, people would forget. Give it a couple years and people don't even remember when it comes to celebrities. People want to love celebrities so much they'll forget anything. But yeah, it's just, it won't stop with the Gadoster.
Millie writes, Magic Mirror, you fucking snitch. The dwarves look like Christmas animatronics crying emoji. I honestly did not think they looked that bad. I remember in stills they looked kind of uncanny, but they have that good skin texture like Thanos did. I don't hate it.
Now that you mention it, Thanos is uncanny, but I don't mean uncanny. It looks weird. Uncanny, like, it's like, wow, that dude looks fucking like a real grimace motherfucker in front of Ant-Man right now.
I think we might have some more short ones wedged in here, but we've got some more substance from Jim Melton, who writes, halfway through the movie, I realized that the evil stepsisters weren't going to show up because that was Cinderella. Then I started getting anxious because I don't think I ever saw Snow White. How could I have missed that? Regardless, any movie in the massage chair would have to be total garbage for me to not give it a 5-star rating.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but nothing really happens in Snow White.
Not a whole lot happens, no.
Lot. She gets lost. The dwarfs hang out with her. She eats apple. Queen mad. There's a dragon. And then everyone lives happily ever after.
No dragon, but unless there is one in the cartoon that I don't remember.
Who's Maleficent? What
Maleficent? That's Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah, see, exactly. It's just like such a generic Disney movie. You can't help but think of other Disney movies.
They did flesh out the lore in this a bit, in a fairly tasteful manner, I'll say. But alas. Georgie LOL writes, forgot to add this movie on here, but I loved it so much. Rachel Zegler, you will always be that bitch. Anyone who hated this movie will be rotting in hell alongside Gal Gadot.
I don't know about that. It's a live action Disney. Cut them some slack.
Yeah. They took a hard stance there, which I respect. Let us know how you feel.
I respect the love of this movie in spite of everyone else, but come on, man. People are going to hate it. They're predisposed to not like this shit. It's endless.
Yeah. Ariel Coxey has a list. 1, the first scene with the dwarfs was jarring. 2, this movie taught me how to whistle. 3, why did it have to be Gal Gadot? My rating would go up if it was pretty much anyone else. Mind you, they have 5 stars and they gave it a heart. Give me Willem Dafoe. I think he'd kill it.
Willem Dafoe would be fantastic as a Disney villain.
Yeah.
In drag or otherwise.
4, I actually give it a 3-star rating, but to make up for all the bullshit review bombing, I'm giving it a 5. Rachel Zegler was great. Okay. Willem Dafoe, let the man do his work.
He's capable of being a little fruity with it. A little sassy.
Oh my goodness, he'd be amazing. Libs writes, heavy maternal instinct over dopey. There's a lot of comments like that.
Does Dopey get a good character arc? I heard that some of the dwarfs get some character arcs.
Yeah, all the dwarves actually seem pretty good. Grumpy shines, Doc shines, Dopey definitely shines. This next review might spoil something if you're gonna go see it, but Liv wolf emoji writes she writes Dobby instead of Dopey, which I love. Liv writes, Dobby's first words should have been "fuck that hoe." That's right, I'm dropping the spoiler. Dopey speaks. It's a big, powerful moment. Really emotional.
It's like when Silent Bob speaks at in any of the Clerks movies.
Yes,
wow.
Exactly. Moldy writes, bro went from being called Prince Charming to Jonathan. Yeah, it's not a prince in this one. It's just a bandit, a handsome bandit in the woods whose name is Jonathan. Just a gorgeous white boy is all you need.
He's still gorgeous. He's still a white boy. What else you gotta know?
Do I wonder how we're doing on time? Because this person really breaks it down. Maybe I'll just I'll rant it. Broadway Kelly writes, this isn't a bad movie. Let's set the record straight. Rachel Zegler is not a horrible spoiled brat who hated the source material. She's a Disney fan, and this movie scared her as a child, and she rewatched it as an adult and changed her opinion. She's allowed to do that. She's proud of the 2025 updates to the story to give Snow White more agency in her own story, changes from the original 1937 film that, while iconic, wouldn't have worked for a modern audience. Could she have worded a few things better? Sure. But we all make mistakes and say things and then we'd wish we'd worded things differently. It's called maturing. She's 23 years old and she made these comments during the promotion for her second movie. Let's all remember that Snow White is only about her fifth. And she has leading a Broadway play under her belt and an upcoming West End musical. The smear campaign ain't it. She's beautiful, talented, and charming. She has opinions and I guess some angry people on the internet can't handle it. But I'm finding that more and more often when it's a non-white lead or a female lead. Rachel Zegler is the reason this movie sparkles. She has one of the best voices I've ever heard, and her "Waiting on a Wish" is a showstopper. Editor's note, she's phenomenal. The CGI dwarfs are not the issue. I feel like Disney was in a tough situation with the dwarfs because casting little people would give acting opportunities to a group that doesn't usually get work. Actors who break through those boundaries like Peter Dinklage and Warwick Davis are rare. On the other hand, would casting people with dwarfism/little people lean into a harmful stereotype? It was a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. What resulted then was the casting of name actors to voice the CGI dwarves, ones that could also sing, mind you. They were a little unsettling at first, and then they grew on me. The issue of this movie is Gal Gadot. Already a controversial figure due to politics, let's just comment on her performance. Her acting, I thought, was fine. Her singing, All Is Fair, was terrible. Her vocals were bad, the song itself was bad, and it didn't fit the style of the character. The evil queen is seductive, glamorous, and they gave her this jerky, diamonds are a girl's best friend, upbeat song. It doesn't work. The other new songs? Great. Good Things Grow, Princess Problems, and A Hand Meets a Hand? Beautiful. The arrangements of Whistle While You Work and Hi Ho? Perfect. The new character Jonathan? A great replacement for a prince. I love the expansion of the love story between him and Snow White. The happy ending and the true love's kiss felt earned. Give the movie a chance. It's charming. 4.5 stars, but I'm bumping it up to 5 stars to counteract all the 1-star ratings. Yeah. Truth Speaker. The movie starts so strong. Hi ho! You hear hi ho? And I don't know, my eyes got misty.
Might as well have been getting high with the hose. I was so happy.
Right? What do you got to say to that?
The thing that stuck out to me was, I don't know what Rachel Zegler was saying before the movie came out. I don't really give a shit.
I don't really know either.
Yeah, I think that's I think part of the point she's trying to make, you shouldn't care. You shouldn't care more than any other like actor. And how many times do you like follow an actor's press release and see what they're saying about the movie?
Right?
Like never. Yeah. Even for movies you're fired up about.
Yeah, how many times have you seen Harrison Ford be like, I thought it was stupid, but I act for money. Does that change how good his movies are? No. I saw like a couple clips where she's being like sarcastic about, oh yeah, we had to have that Prince role, blah, blah, blah. Like, she's just having fun with it? I don't know.
Yeah, on these press tours, you're getting asked these stupid questions endless amount of times. And you have to be smart and bubbly and witty every single time. It must be absolutely horrible for your psyche.
Yeah.
And as someone who like probably for some people's taste rambles a little much to get exactly their point across so everyone's on the same page, you know, to be a person like that and to be on a press tour where your quotes will always be taken out of context and never given their full breathing room. Yeah, it just must be terrible, especially being 23.
Yeah, I didn't realize she was still that young, but I think all of it is true. The being a female lead, being, oh my God, she's not white. What character's name is Snow White? Come on. Moving on, I've got a few more. This is what Debin Bungus 19 has to say. I really enjoyed this movie. I think Snow White is very bangable and a sexier rendition of the old Snow White.
That's what I didn't like about the old Snow White.
Not very hot.
Not bangable. I couldn't picture getting it on with all the dwarfs, so kind of a moot movie in my mind.
Finally, Spencer writes, peak. Absolutely peak. My only flaw is I wish we saw the little mute guy die. That's all I got. That's more than enough. But
yeah, we are Bareknuckle Letterbox. Cut me, Mick.
Ooh.
Let's bring us back down to earth here. I think after the wonderful world of Snow White has taken us away to where we can sing songs and kill mute people. We got a Yelp review for Valvoline Instant Oil Change in Tacoma, Washington. A couple? I think I got a couple. Yeah, we got some flavor savers here. AG from Seattle writes, I had my first time here. I usually head to Walmart, but I was recommended to go here instead. You know, get it done so I can sleep at night. Everyone was, I feel like there should be a laugh track after that. Everyone was friendly, patient, and got the job down super fast. I grabbed a Taco Bell Crunch Wrap, and yes, I did wait like 30 to 45 minutes, but at the Walmart, it takes way longer to get a simple oil change. I got the standard, and it came out to be $40. Not bad. There is a response from Valvoline C.
Oh.
Business customer service. We are happy to hear you had a great experience at Valvoline. A Crunch Wrap always makes a wait go by faster. Thank you for your business, Ange. We look forward to seeing you next time.
I love you, Valvoline. Wow. I bet that took like at least two guys, like early 30s. They're like, do you think we mentioned the Crunch Wrap here?
Yeah,
let's run with it. How do we?
We had to get supervisor approval.
Boss, I've got some copy here. Reviewer mentioned getting a Crunch Wrap to pass the time. Are we clear to? We have to go to legal and ask them if we can mention Crunch Wrap, or are we good?
Listen, I'm going to put a weird space in between Crunch and Wrap. I think that's going to save us from any trademark issues.
Send it.
This is a wrap of Crunch. No, many of these reviews mention the Taco Bell next door.
Are you kidding? That's good. Hey, that's good business, like placement. Location is everything.
You need your oil change or mechanic place next to a diner for sure.
Yeah.
You got nothing to do and there's a diner nearby. You can never say no. Never ever. There's an omelet for me? I got nothing to do? Well, I could have an omelet.
Yeah, I was going to say, usually you get great service if you go to like a car dealership, potentially where you bought your car. That's what I do. But then I just thought, actually, my car dealership is across the street from a Walmart, and in the outlet of the Walmart is a GameStop. So yeah, when I need to pass the time, even if my car were getting serviced at the Walmart, there's things for me to do. I'm going to hang out in the GameStop for half an hour while the person just like, could I find anything for you? No.
And some of us drive cars with 1,000 miles on it, where if you bring that to the dealership, they laugh at you.
Like, oh man, they call everybody in. Check it out.
Go to Valvoline. What are you doing? Get a crunch wrap, you jabroni. Pretty soon they're going to have Chevrolet Taco Bell dealership combos instead of a KFC attached.
It only makes sense.
Let's listen to a contrasting review from Joel D here. I'll do this one rant mode since it's a little longer. Extremely dishonest and untrained staff. We have had them change the oil on a few of our vehicles. Recently, we took my wife's car, and they performed an oil change. Shortly after, we noticed the oil pooled in our driveway, and we identified the vehicle was leaking. We took the car back to this location we examined, and their untrained staff was unable to pinpoint the leak and instructed us to take it to a mechanic. We took the vehicle to a mechanic who identified the issue as an improperly installed oil filter. Brett, the manager at this location, went to the mechanic and examined the vehicle, saw the filter was loose, tightened it, noted the leak was fixed, then proceeded to blame us for the leak and refused to pay for the damage and the oil spill over the engine caused. This is after he had indicated it was their fault and they would take care of it. The mechanic identified the problem as caused by Valvoline team, who clearly lacks the knowledge to work on cars. And somehow Brett and his leadership had the audacity to waste our time, lie about the cause, and refuse to take care of the problem. They attempted to blame us for adding oil to the vehicle to safely get it back to them, despite the fact that it was a short drive. And then they corrected the oil level before we took it to the mechanic. Avoid this place if you want your vehicle to remain undamaged. They're clearly lying about how much training their staff receives, since they don't even tell them. They couldn't even tell they didn't tighten the filter properly. I will be making a formal complaint to the corporate office. Update. The district manager, all capital letters, called me today and proceeded to tell me that the certified mechanic that inspected the vehicle is wrong, and the oil spread all over the engine bay couldn't have damaged anything. He knows this because of 10 years experience. Also, the store manager told him that he didn't cause the damage, and obviously, since he and his team couldn't even tighten an oil filter, they are trusted over the mechanic. He continued to argue with me and refused to make this right. I told him it's a lot less expensive to take care of this and then to lose my business and the business of all those who read my review. He didn't care. This company has a systematic lack of accountability and integrity. Do not go here 1 star.
Wow. Hey, haters gonna hate.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really take either side without being there or getting more evidence, right?
Yeah. All I know is guy's frustrated.
Guy's frustrated. They left.
I feel like I agree with him at least that it makes sense just to make it right. That is not going to affect Valvoline's bottom line. What? To be like, oops, we messed up, or oops, you had a mess. Sorry.
As sort of excessively stupid as leaving the little paper filter on the oil filter is when you put it on. I don't know. It seems also like an excessively common problem. I've heard about that a lot.
Yeah.
It's fishy that they wouldn't check and fix that when you brought it back, and it's also fishy that they wouldn't just be like, "Sorry, we did that," and clean the engine. I don't know. There's a lot of holes in the Swiss cheese story.
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird for both sides that it wasn't addressed sooner. It seems like this is the kind of thing where you could just go home, put that piece of paper over the filter, and put it back in, and then come back and complain, right?
Sounds pretty simple, yeah.
So you could go home, take a shit in the back seat, bring the car back, say, "One of your mechanics shit in my back seat."
Who you're gonna believe?
And then the district manager called me and said, our mechanics couldn't have shit in your backseat. And he said, you were going to lose business. I'm going to get a DNA test.
Yeah. Well, Godspeed on finding a Jiffy Lube or something.
Yeah. And I mean, man, I'm sure it's expensive to clean your engine and get oil off of it. That's not fun. But he's making it out to be like a $10,000 problem. I don't know if it's like that.
I'm sure it's not that
Like,
wild. I do have a quickie. I have an Amazon review for The Magic Eye, A New Way of Looking at the World, Volume 1, hardcover book, illustrated October 5th, 1993. We're talking about classic Magic Eye books. You look at it, you cross your eyes. There was somebody who's like, this will damage your eyes, crossing them like that. But not B. Balot. B. Balot titles their review, Magic Eye didn't work, and writes, when I first saw the Magic Eye 3D optical illusions 20 years ago, I loved them. I could never make any of the patterns in this book leap into 3D. Maybe it's because I'm wearing glasses now. Maybe not. I don't care. Magic Eye, you get 1 star. 1 star.
I have glasses and I've never been able to see the Magic Eye. I understand how they work.
Mm.
I respect the Magic Eye. I've seen so many friends have so much joy from those pages. But it's a road I cannot tread, and I wonder if it's a glasses thing. It could be.
That could be. Yeah, that's interesting. But would you rate 1 star?
No, that's just not for me. That's like a 3-star at minimum.
I'm not going to buy a bra and say, my breasts don't fit in this. 1
Exactly.
star.
But you get a beautiful bra for your friend.
Yeah.
And see how much joy they have with their titties secured in there. And, equivalently how much joys they have when they see the dolphin, the sailboat jump out the page.
Yeah, that dolphin.
Bro, that dolphin's crazy. They still making these?
I don't know if they're still making it or just like reprinting or what.
Yeah. The reprint, there's more money in the reprint.
Yeah, the work's done.
Where's Waldo and Magic Eye should have a fucking battle.
Whoa.
That's my MCU. That's my fucking endgame.
Yeah.
You know what would be a vibe? You're getting a bunch of these around your house, like fine art, framed.
Yeah, was that was it Mallrats where
Yep.
the guy just stares at it the whole time?
Literally, yeah, the 2.5 hour runtime, he's just looking at the Magic Eye getting pissed off. I forget the actor's name, but bro lost like 300 pounds. Dude's skinny now.
Yeah, he was. Remember the Titans? I think my name is Earl. My guy.
Yeah, I want to be like, man, you didn't look that bad when you're big. The type of dude where it looks right. He's carrying the weight well. Yeah, I watched some interview talking about how big it is. And I was like, bro, I'm proud of you. Great job, but it ain't so bad being a big fella, is it? It ain't so bad listening to reviewparty.com. Thank you guys for making it through. Thank you for listening to the whole thing. And welcome to the Real Ones Club. I think you'd like to know we got new episodes every Tuesday. That's right. # Tuesday Reviews Day. If you'd like to send in an absurd a review for us to haha over, please send an email with a hyperlink or a screenshot to the review to reviewparty.com at gmail.com and include your name so we can throw you credit.
If you want to reach out to us in some other way, shape, or form, at reviewparty.com on Instagram and TikTok, at reviewpartypod on Twitter /X. You can find our content on YouTube as well. You can find just reviews that I need to write a review for Snow White, I guess, on Letterboxd to add to the pile of fivers. I don't know that I would really give it a 5, but to counteract the hate, maybe I would. You can also go to our website, reviewparty.com. We can find the blog, you can find the shop, you can find lots of blue, you can find yourself maybe take the chance.
Take a chance on me. Nosebleeds. Hey, thanks, buddies. You heard their song Bread for Breakfast throughout the episode. If you want to hear more of their great jams, Spotify is one place to do it. Search Nosebleeds, one word. Follow, subscribe, favorite, like, whatever the button is on whatever podcast thingy you're listening on. We would love for you to hit it, leave a comment, leave a review, all that good stuff. Any interaction on those podcast platforms helps us out tenfold. You wouldn't even believe it, man. But enough about helping us. Let me help you have a laugh here. God forbid. From Amazon, I have a review to send us off. Shaquios sympathy gifts for loss of loved ones. No words, just hugs. 7-ounce lavender candle, scented candle. Bereavement gift idea. Memorial grief. Thinking of you. Get well. Comfort and colons. Gift white. It's a candle. It says no words, just hugs on the front.
Okay. Quaint.
And Kara Mona Smith titles their review Good Smell. They write, gift for a young grieving mother. Smelled amazing. 5 stars.
Oh, God.